Hello, dear fans, friends, and subscribers. This is your host Ram with you live on the cricket show, Cricket Happenings, on this show. And well, I know that I've been a bit indisposed, and that's the precise reason that's the precise reason I'm here right now, talking to you on a few matches. So let's start off with today's match. There was a match which was the T20 series between India and Sri Lanka. Came to an end. It was a very short series. India won the series in a very convincing manner. The first one was washed out, as you know. The second one was won convincingly by India. And India were the ones who batted first. Now, let me share some. This match, the outcome it was India actually winning the series 2-0 as they won against Sri Lanka by a very very convincing margin of 78 runs. So uh, one thing that I would like to note as far as the Indian team is concerned is that Indian team has a string 13 200. They have made 200 runs in T20 matches a staggering 13 times, and that is quite a record, and it really augurs well for the T20 World Cup. And the next country, which is a close second, not even a close second, one could say, is South Africa, which has totaled up six times they have hit the 200 mark in T20s. But India is having a staggering T20 record, whereby they have got to the 200 mark 13 times. So that itself is a wonderful record. And looking at the innings, well, as you know, Rohit Sharma has been rested, but look at this bloke, KL Rahul, who is really, really, after going through a very tough period, but now he is absolute. And these two, Rahul and Dhawan, combined well to put up a partnership of 97 runs for the 10.5 overs, which was very well done. Rahul was simply superb with his stroke play. His five fours and 1-6 to KL Rahul of 30 Lankans got into that. India also rested a few key players. They decided to rest Rishabh Pant. They decided and a few other players as well. And Virat Kohli decided that these youngsters should be getting a chance. It didn't really pan out very well because the wrist spinner Hassan Silva and Sandakan got into the act after the two Indian openers had put up. Finally, India reached. It was done but unfortunately, Sanju Samson was a victim for just 6 runs. It was the end of it. Part but before that, Shreyas Iyer was consumed that he would actually bat after bang 26 of 17, 2 4s and 1-6, and Washington Sundar was gone. But the real finishing touches to take India past the 200 mark would definitely go to the man of the match. This man, Shardul Thakur, is really showing that he is the one who can bludgeon the ball in a really merry manner and in a very long manner. And what he did, he smoked Laidu Kumara for a six. He smoked Lasit Malinga nonchalantly for a six, and there was a very minimum of effort in this. Not minimum of effort, I would say real power behind the stroke. Shardul Thakur is definitely showing that he's someone who can really strike the ball hard, and his contribution was an unbeaten 22 towards the end of 8 deliveries, 1 4 2 6, taking India past the 200 mark for the 13th time in T20 matches, as India closed the T20 closed at 201 for 6 of 20 overs. Manish Pandey playing a very good hand, nurturing Shardul Thakur. Manish Pandey not 31 of 18, four delivery, four fours. 201 for 6, always going to be a mighty total, no doubt, for the opposition, especially Sri Lanka. You look at the card there, Malinga had none for 40 of 4, Angelo Matthews, 3 overs, none for 38, and Dhananjay De Silva, 1 over 13, Lairu Kumara, 1 for 146. Today it was about the spinners who did a good job. The rest spinner Hasanga de Silva, 4 overs, 1 for 27 was the pick, one could say, and Sandakan, 4 overs, 3 for 35. Now, Sri Lanka were given a target of 202, and they never really looked like that. Right from the beginning, their problem started with Bumrah picking up the wicket of Gunathilaka for one. Avishka Fernando, after hitting a beautiful six over mid wicket of the bowling of, I think it was Shardul Thakur, fell to him itself as Thakur had the last laugh. And Fernando was out for nine. Pereira was out for seven. Saini putting the raw pace into action, which he has normally done. Oshado Fernando was run out brilliantly by Manish Pandey. Pereira, and he tried to run down the pitch, and before he could realize, Pandey had completed the run out, which was really good to see. Um, Angelo, and the only saving grace for Sri Lanka to reach 123 would go. The credit would go to Angelo Matthews, who struck three sixes and one four in an out of 30 with 20 deliveries. But Dhananjay De Silva held it together for them, but he could only go as much as 57 as he started running out of partners. He made 57 of 36 deliveries, 8 fours and 1 six. Shanaka was out for 9, Asangat not, Sandakan 1, Malinga duck, and 123 all out. And as I said, it's a 78 run victory, and India actually closing the T20 series at 2-0. If you look at the bowling, Bumrah, in fact, did not even bowl his full quota. 2 overs on, made him 1 for 5. So that, in fact, the Sri Lankans were consumed in 15.5 overs. Thakur, 3 overs, 2 for 19, taking the man of the match for his exploits here. Nitesh Saini has taken the Man of the Series award. He has been very consistently knocking the timber, and he's someone that India would be investing in a lot because he's the one with the raw pace. 3.5 or 28 runs and 3 wickets for Nitesh Saini. Washington Sundar for 37, and New Zealand's Charles Hughes for 33. And as I said, two bowlers are going on to take the Man of the Match and Man of the Series award respectively. Shardul Thakur the match, and Navdeep Saini taking the Player of the Series award. Now, this is as far as this match is concerned. Now, the focus will shift onto all the Australians who are already there in India, and what a battle that is going to be. It's going to be a much tougher battle. We know that Manan has been thrusted into the Australian squad. He'll be playing in the one day internationals for the first time. And I think that is going to be the real key because Labushan looks to be a class player, and there is going to be a real battle now. And the Australians definitely are much stronger now. And I think we should be having a great game, great ODI series in the offing as far as Australia and India is concerned, which is the upcoming one. Now, the next thing I'm going to talk about is a very exciting that happened yesterday. The match was between West Indies and Ireland, and one has to credit Ireland for the way they fought. For a moment, it looked like Ireland would be the ones who would be taking the match. Now, this was the second one day international, which was being playing West Indies. As you know, the first match was won by the West Indies. And the second match, which was played at Bridgetown in Barbados, and West Indies really a nail-biting victory with the number 10 and 11 batsmen in the crease. They just managed with Sheldon Cottrell swinging the ball over the extra cover region, hitting the ball with a mighty. The ball was outside the off stump, and he struck it over extra cover for a magnificent six to really calm the West Indian hearts in Bridgetown in Barbados as West Indies sneaked through with a win by one wicket with one ball remaining at Bridgetown, Barbados. Ireland made 237 for 9, West Indies 242 for 9. What a match we had here. This was a real thriller at that. Now, if you look at the card there, the Irish, Ireland actually batting first, 237 for 9. They were in all sorts of trouble. In fact, they kept on losing wickets, and they were at one time reduced to 135 for 5 at once. They kept on losing wickets at regular intervals, and the only man who stood there was Peter Sterling, the stroke maker, who made 63 of 79, 7 fours and 1 6. They lost Delaney for 14. Balbini, the captain, was out for 10. Balbini would have thought that this would have been his first victory under his belt for Ireland, but unfortunately, that didn't happen. William Porterfield, the former captain, made 29 with 4 boundaries. Kevin O'Brien struck 36, 31 of 26, 4 fours and 1 6. Tucker, the wicketkeeper, was out for 1. Simi Singh had a beautiful game. It was not only with the bat that he made a very meaningful contribution of 34 or 50 times 34s, but he also came into the mix with the ball, which his right arm off is really, really troubling the West Indies. Adair made 13, McBride 8, McCarthy 17, and Rankin uh, uh, and Rankin made 4. 237 for 9 was the uh, 200, um, 237 for 9 was the score. Um, at 237 for 9, and the bowling, Cottrell, 10 overs, no maiden, 3 for 51, none for 39 for Shepherd, Romario Shepherd. I believe he was making his debut, Romario Shepherd. No, he was not. And 1 for 39, Pereira 1 for Piri 1 for 50 with his spin 4 for 32. Alzari Joseph was very impressive. He did well in the first match as well, and the second match as well. In the first match, he took 5 wickets, as you would remember. This was the second match where he picked up 4 wickets, 4 for 32, showing great consistency in his performance. Aidan Walsh was a bit costly. It was not 47, but he did a good job, Aidan Walsh, with the bat when it came to the West Indies. When the chips were absolutely down, there was a bit of doubt in whether the West Indies would win the match. And Hayden Walton held his nerve, played till the end. Sheldon Cottrell hit the magnificent 6 to bring an end to the match. If you look at the West Indies card, Ireland, as I said, they definitely had the lower order, especially Simi Singh playing a good hand with Sterling to steer Ireland to a total of 237 for 9, but still it was not enough, as we all know. But West Indies were in trouble. Simi Singh was superb with the ball. His right arm off is causing a lot of problems. I thought, in on the whole, this team, the Irish bowlers, did a wonderful job. Everyone were on every bowler. McBride at 10 overs, no minute 37. McCarthy was all pumped up, 10 overs, 1 minute 28. Rankin, the experienced bloke, 10 overs, 1 for 36. Adair was the most costly, 7.5 overs, no minute 151. But Simi Singh, I thought was the best bowler there. 10 overs, 1 million, 348, and Delaney went for 33. But one can really say, if you look at the card there, the West Indians, Hope made 25, 54, 1 4. In that, Evan Lewis was out for 7. McCarthy disposed of Hetmere for 6, falling to that shot of his, the pull shot, which you need to really master and see to it that he starts playing the percentage pull shots now. Brandon King was out for naught, but Kieran Pollard and Nicholas Pooran really tore into the Ireland attack after that, with the West Indians being reduced at one stage to 76 for 4. And Shai Hope was a victim of Simi Singh, but Nicholas Pooran and Pollard did their bit. But when Nicholas Pooran and Kieran Pollard left the scene, the uh, uh, the West Indians were looking a bit shaky. But Pollard contributed in his inimitable way of 40 of 32, 2 4s, 4 6s. Pooran thrashed 52 of 44 with 6 boundaries. Shepherd was out for 8. Peary hung on for quite some time, making 18. But it was all about Hayden Walsh, who was in the middle, showing his all-round skills with a knock of 46. As I said, he was there till the end. 46 of 67, 4 boundaries, which really showed that what a mature cricketer he is, Hayden Walsh. Did not try to do anything silly. Just stayed there and banged and really went for the when the time came. Really went for the short balls to bang it for boundaries. Joseph played a real cameo 16 of 26 3-4s in the end. And in the end, it was all reduced to, I think, 6 or 7 runs in the final over. Absolutely, I would say, the West Indian spectators at Bridgetown, Barbados were really biting their fingernails as they would have thought, and Ireland would have been thinking that probably they would be getting their first victory. But after blocking a few with only 2 balls to go, and I think it was, if I'm not wrong, 2 runs. It was Sheldon Cottrell throwing the kitchen sink at it as he thrust the fifth delivery of the final over of the 50th over into the terraces, and that was it. Sheldon Cottrell was the hero, 7 of 5 balls, but Hayden was what a knock according to me, a valuable knock, full 667, 4 fours in that. The bowling fields, I've already spoken about the bowling, the man of the match being Ansari Joseph for his 4 wickets. So and now let's have a look at some cricket news because I have not been able to be with you, dear friends. As you know, South Africa pulled off. England actually leveled the Test series against South Africa in an admirable manner. None other than the man Ben Stokes, the all-rounder, swarming all over South Africa, and really that particular session where the South Africans were looking like probably going to at tea time, they had lost 5 wickets. Quinton de Kock was the crease, and Rassie van der Dussen. And one looked like the South Africans would be eking out a draw in the second test. It was not to be. It was a beautiful performance from the Englishman, especially Ben Stokes, turning the match all the way towards England. When in the final session, he went and picked up the vital wickets and in a tries. He picked up wickets in a tries to end the South African innings as South Africa were bowled out, and it was absolutely jubilant scenes there for the Englishmen, as after a long time they won a Test match, which is very good to see. Joe Root was absolutely ecstatic when this victory came about. Some key performances coming from Dom Bess, looking to be a real future cricketer, made his maiden century. We also saw a very good Peter Mallon, the South African player on debut, really showing that he belongs to this category of Test matches as he carved out 82. Unfortunately, could not get to his century. One has to say that the England really came back and really hit South Africa, and now the series is level with the third test coming up. Just other news, we saw some 2 hat-tricks coming in the Big Bash League. Asad Rauf and Rashid Khan getting onto hat-tricks. Other than that, as I said, the Aussies are in India right now. Aussies are already in India, and now after the Sri Lankan series is all over, now it's the time for the Aussies. That is going to be a real cracker of a contest between India and Australia. The other news that I could really share here, as that Ravi Shachi, the Indian coach, has said that Dhoni is still in the mix. If he's going to perform well in the IPL, he's someone who would be definitely a contender for the T20 World Cup, which is good news according to me. And for me, I would say hands down, Dhoni should be a part of the T20 World Cup in Australia. And other than that, as far as the Australia New Zealand, as you know, Australia completed clean sweep of the series when they hit New Zealand very hard by claiming a 3-0 victory in the Test series. So as I said, Australians are really breathing fire right now. And as I said, they are in India, and you can't get a better contest than what it is going to be when India and Australia lock horns in the ODI series and also in the T20, I reckon. Well, dear fans and subscribers, a pleasure bringing you this cricket show, and I'm sure you have absolutely enjoyed it as much as you can, and would look forward to getting the company of you all, dear friends and subscribers, and Cricket Happens tomorrow when I will be back with you live on YouTube on my Cricket Happens. Until then, it's good night from Host Ram Studios. Thank you.